Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be playing a bit of a weird deck. And I still kind of want to find a way to slot Dr. Doom into this. But I was watching Dexter the other day. He was playing Cerebro 5. And there was kind of like a mini package in there of like Jeff, Omega Red, Stegron, and Miles, things like that. Like forcing your opponent to move to try and make sure you have the Omega Red advantage in a lane. And I thought that was a pretty interesting thing to try and play around with. So I decided to take kind of the idea behind that kind of subshell and turn it into kind of its own deck. So we tried to focus around disrupting our opponent's moves with this deck, and I think I might actually drop Maximus for Doom. Just because I think having Doom on hand as a potential turn 6 play is just really good in this meta, and I don't want to be giving my opponent more cards either. So that's what we're going to go with. The idea is like you play Nebula in one lane, you play Lizard in the other lane, and you give your opponent kind of this real friction behind like wanting to play cards in front of Nebula to stop that buff, but also wanting to play cards in front of Lizard to debuff him. And then, you know, the dream would be like Nebula one lane, Lizard another lane, and then Kingpin in a third lane. And then you could potentially set up like a turn 6, like Stegron or Jug into the Kingpin, Polaris stuff over there. Kingpin's still not a good card, but since I was doing some movement stuff, I was like, you know what? I really want to try and make this work. So we're going to try that. In general, I could not tell you how this deck is going to work because I have not tested it at all. This is going to be live testing on camera, so let's see how we can do. Let's hop on in some games. All right, we've matched with Adder here. Can we get another early Zabu? I'd prefer Sakar to pull either Doom or Omega Red. Although the tough thing with this is we have really not much playable in hand. And cards with abilities can't be played here. So they're gonna like instantly win Sandbar. Although I have Doom. But also I'm not really gonna be able to risk playing Stegron anywhere. Play Miles here. I think I play Miles. So my fear here, and the reason why I think I'm just gonna play Enchantress, is if Stegron hits something at the sandbar, we have 0 chance of winning. Alright, if they're passing, it is not unreasonable to think that they potentially have like She-Hulk plus some sort of 5 cost. If Stegron didn't get hit by Iceman, I would consider going Stegron Jeff here, like Jeff onto the sandbar. But I think we just have to play this out. Oh, okay, we almost won all 3 there. I appreciate our opponents not Scarlet Witching Foggy's gym so that we can get all the booster. So let's go get another one, though. We've matched up with PJ Kenk 2. Second version. Alright, I like this opening hand. Nebula into Zabu. Probably want to save Kingpin Juggernaut for turn 6. Even better since we can Doom on 5. And actually with Elysium and Zabu, I think we'll have the opportunity to Kingpin Juggernaut and Kingpin Jug and Stegron on turn 6 if things set up that way. Handful of random cards is rough. We get a second Kingpin, though. That is interesting. Do I bother playing Howard the Duck? I don't think so. I think next turn is probably going to be like Dr. Doom. Accidentally hard countered Gamora. That's pretty sweet. I think the double Kingpin can do some super crazy stuff here. Let's see. Probably should actually play it Doom right there. That was a mistake. Okay, let's go Kingpin here. Jug here. Polaris here. Although Polaris' only target here would be this one. And we'll just play Howard the Duck out. Let me just make sure I have that in the right order. Kingpin goes first, Jug goes second, Polaris third, Howard fourth. The double Kingpin. No matter what you play, it's dead. That was pretty sick. And we even activated Omega Red at the end there too. That was awesome. The double Jug, double Kingpin lane lock. That was awesome. All right, let's go get another game. Even if nothing else happens, this was worth it. We've matched up with Nick. All right, we have the Kingpin Jug, turn 6 potentially. We've got Milano. I think we just go Lizard. I was really liking the idea of going for Miles this turn. I think we just go for Enchantress. It's like my issue here is I don't think we can really contest Milano that well. I could consider just going for Jug and Nebula to try and make sure we win that lane. I think that's probably our best option because it also turns on Miles for turn 6. And it also plays around any potential Dr. Dooms from them. And they're just going to retreat. That's pretty sweet. I think that was the right play. Let's see if we can get another game. We have matched up with Joe, who is not potty trained at all. 0 potty training. One thing that's always a shame about playing decks like this, and I love playing these kind of weird, off-meta, meme, bad decks, is, and I know we're playing Enchantress, which is a tech card, but like not playing more just makes your deck so much actively weaker. It's frustrating. Like, very frustrating. And we've got a 3-drop. still think we just play Jeff. I don't want to show Jug yet. This is looking like a Spectrum ongoing deck, which Enchantress should be able to like mess this lane up pretty badly. And I might even just go like another Lizard in this lane into Jeff, move the Jeffs, Enchantress on turn 5, and then maybe a Doom, something like that. I think that should actually be able to lock it up against a Spectrum deck. Only issue being, if they hit us with a Professor X here, which I don't think they will. So I think we go this into this, and I do think we have to move Jeff now. Because then I can actually go Enchantress into Spidey. Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna destroy that lane. Then I can Jeff here, Enchantress Miles. Although I don't think that Miles is going to remember the Jeff movement, which is a little unfortunate, but it's fine. This is such incredible Enchantress value. This is gonna get me plus 8 power, and they lost, I think, 11. It was like a 25 power Enchantress, and they're just gonna leave. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that worked great. That was just such a perfect setup. So yeah. That is going to be the deck, guys. Obviously, this isn't a great deck. It's just something fun to play around with. I like messing around with Kingpin any chance I get. And against the right opponents, I think you can be just annoying enough to make some stuff happen. It is probably lacking in like the top-end power output, but by moving your opponent's cards around, I think you can maybe do some things. There might even be some room to slip in an arrow, so you can have an 8 power slam that you can also move cards around with as well. It's worth exploring if you're into fun things. Don't try and ladder with this deck, though. It's not going to be a good idea. But yeah, that's going to be it for now. Thank you all so much for watching. Please consider subscribing if you're new to the channel, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.